Greetings and welcome to another edition of The Fan Perspective. I am your host Nathan Lyle, and this is a playoff matchup recap between the number 7 Los Angeles Lakers and the number 2 seed San Antonio Spurs from the Western Conference. Game 1, the Lakers did what we expected. Gasol and Howard dominated in the interior, but now that the Spurs finally have their stars back and healthy, it was just a little more than the Lakers could handle. The Spurs had balanced scoring from their big three, with Duncan getting 17, Parker and Ginobili getting 18 each. Not to mention the Spurs bench just making a huge difference as they go on to win it 91-79. And in Game 2, the Lakers actually played some inspired basketball. They brought intensity on defense and had great ball movement on offense. It just wasn't enough as Tony Parker looked like an MVP candidate for the first time in over a month, scoring 28 points and 7 assists. And for a good measure, he also managed to block a shot, which I just felt like pointing out because I can't remember how many years it's been since the last time Tony Parker blocked a shot. Anyways, I also feel the need to mention that Matt Bonner, because for this game he was a plus 29 in point differential. He finished with 10 points on 4 of 5 field goals, 2 of 2 from three-pointers. He also adds 5 rebounds and assists and 3 steals. The Spurs win that game 102-91. Game 3, despite the fact that Paul Gasol had his first ever career playoff triple-double, the Lakers had their worst home loss in playoff history. It was a 31-point deficit. All 13 players on the Spurs roster played in the game, and all 13 of them scored points. It was total domination from start to finish, and the crowd was silent in the second half. Dwight Howard, he matched Tim Duncan production-wise. Tim Duncan had 25 points, Dwight Howard had 26. Timmy had 2 blocks, Dwight had 4. Tim had 10 rebounds, Dwight had 11. But that just wasn't enough. The Lakers, they don't have as many role players contributing, and the Spurs took their advantage. And Game 4, with Diaw and Splitter out, Aaron Baines got his first ever playoff start, and T-Mac was even able to get a few minutes as the Spurs dominated from the opening tip. No Kobe, no Nash, no Blake, no Artest, and Howard leaving the third quarter with 2 techs. All of these helped to contribute to the Spurs easing their way into a first-round sweep. And a few milestones to throw at you. Tim Duncan is now 7th place all-time in career playoff games played. He passed Karl Malone and Danny Ainge in this series. And Tony Parker is now 27th overall, passing Gary Payton and Jerry West. Tim Duncan has now played in over 7,500 career playoff minutes. He passed Magic Johnson for 7th overall. Paul Gasol has now played in over 4,000 career playoff minutes. Tim Duncan has passed Jerry West for 6th all-time on the career playoff field goals. And Tony Parker passed Dennis Johnson for 18th all-time. Tim Duncan became the first player in NBA history with 1,700 defensive rebounds in his playoff career. Dwight Howard now has over 600 for his playoff career. Paul Gasol made it over 1,000 career playoff rebounds total. Dwight and Tim, those were both defensive. Paul, it's over 1,000 total now. And Tony Parker has over 800 career playoff assists. And Monty Ginobili now has over 200 career playoff steals and sits at 19th on the all-time list. Tony Parker currently has 150. And right now the Spurs are waiting to see who wins the series between the Nuggets and the Warriors. Both of these teams have so much in common, and honestly it's an almost even matchup, the main difference being that the Warriors, they played better at the 3 line, I feel like, both offensively and defensively. They shoot better from 3. They guard better at the 3-point line. Not to mention that Denver, they've got a lot more height. They walk the full court game. They love getting steals and going on fast breaks. Either way, it would be a long series for a team like the Spurs, which depends on players like Tim, 37, Manu's 37, Tony's gonna be 31 pretty soon, and it'll be a tough matchup either way.